Here in New York, former President Trump's adult sons, Eric and Don Jr., both testifying today at the civil fraud trial where they are co-defendants, along with the Republican frontrunner. Laura Jarrett has late details.
For a second straight day, the Trump sons back in court. Eric Trump appearing combative at times under questioning by the New York Attorney General's office, accused, along with his brother and father, of exaggerating assets on the Trump organization's books to get better interest rates on loans. Eric testifying he ran the day-to-day operations of the Trump organization while his father was in office, but denied having anything to do with the disputed financial statements submitted to banks and lenders, saying, "I pour concrete," echoing his deposition testimony.
I pour concrete. I operate properties. I don't think I've ever had any involvement in the statement of financial condition, to the best of my knowledge.
But the state points to emails indicating Eric's involvement and Eric's signature on letters that declared the annual financial statements free of misstatements and fraud. These letters, a critical piece of evidence, also bearing the signature of his older brother. Don Jr. again telling the judge today he relied on accountants to compile the financial statements.
You pay experts millions of dollars to be experts. You sign off on what they give you, and you're liable. If this was to become precedent where you could have an overzealous attorney general go after any business in New York, this city would be in even worse shape than it already is today.
And Laura, Ivanka Trump is scheduled to testify next week.
She is as of now, Lester, but her lawyers are hoping that won't happen and asking an appeals court to not only block the judge's decision that required her to show up in court, but pause the entire trial. No indication of when that appeals court might actually rule.
All right, Laura, thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.